But it's a sad day for America. First, if we may, I'm going to provide you with some of the details as to what happened, kind of the thumbnail sketch. And then we have the person in charge of the FBI for the state of Arizona, Nate. Are you watching? The last guy was green. We have Nate Gray. This is a day of personal sadness for very many of us in this room. People like Dr. Carmona, who is the 17th Surgeon General of the United States and has been a Pima County Sheriff's Deputy for some 25 years. He's going to follow Nate Gray and answer any questions that you may have reference medical issues. But this morning around 10 a.m., Congresswoman Giffords was having a town hall type of meeting outside in a kind of a strip mall situation outside Safeway grocery store. She does this frequently. There was no indication of any problems. Congresswoman Giffords was shot once in the head. She's still alive, and the surgeon in charge is cautiously optimistic that she may survive. She's one of the nicest human beings that has ever been planted on this earth. She's not only brilliant, she's works from dawn till dawn, basically, and she cares what really happens in this country. She's not about Democrats or Republicans. She's not about politics. All she cares about is the United States of America. And today, I want to tell you, I hope that all Americans are saddened and as shocked as we are. And I hope that some of them, or most of them, are as angry as I am, and as a lot of us are. And I think it's time, as a country, that we need to do a little soul searching. Because I think the vitriolic rhetoric that we hear day in and day out from people in the radio business and some people in the TV business, and what we see on TV and how our youngsters are being raised, that this has not become the nice United States of America that most of us grew up in. And I think it's time that we do the soul searching. Two brave individuals at this crime scene tackled the suspect, who is a white male, 22 years old, and at this point we're not able to divulge his name. He has kind of a troubled past, I can tell you that. And we're not convinced that he acted alone. There's some reason to believe that he came to this location with another individual. And there's reason to believe that the other individual in some way be involved. I know all that does is pique your curiosity and you'll have a million questions, but based on the advice of legal counsel, we're not going to be able to give you any more information on that. As much as we would like to find this person, and we have pictures of him, at some point in the near future, hopefully, we'll be allowed to provide the public with that. 22-year-old individual does have a criminal background, and there are reports that he was a Pima College student and that there have been some difficulties with him. But again, I'd just like to say that when you look at unbalanced people, how they are, how they respond to the vitriol that comes out of certain mouths about tearing down the government, the anger, the hatred, the bigotry that goes on in this country is getting to be outrageous. And unfortunately, Arizona, I think, has become sort of the capital. We have become the mecca for prejudice and bigotry.
So was this related to prejudice and bigotry, or
Pardon?
was this related possibly then to prejudice and bigotry?
All I can tell you is that there's reason to believe that this individual may have a mental issue. But I have no reason to believe that the person was insane. Was he unstable? I would agree with that.
Sheriff, how long did
Suicide note?
Pardon?
Was there a suicide note found?
I can't talk about that. Not unusual for all public officials to get threats constantly, myself included. And that's the sad thing of what's going on in America. Pretty soon, we're not going to be able to find reasonable, decent people who are willing to subject themselves to serve in public office.
Sheriff, what was security like at the event?
There was no security.
Can you release the names of the men who tackled the shooter?
I don't have them. Do we have them?
I do not have them.
We don't have them here.
Okay, thank you.
But we know who they are.
Can you talk about any
Chief Cassiar earlier said that, if I heard you right, that the attack was caught on.
Sheriff, were they all shot, or were there some people injured in panic and chaos?
No, they were all shot.
They were all shot.
Do you have the names of the ones that have
We have
the shooter was saying as he was shooting? Was he yelling out names as we heard?
Based on our investigation, we don't have any specifics about what he might or might not have said. I don't know.
Has he made any statements?
No.
So are you
Specific elaborate on that?
It's happening as we speak.
Does he have a lawyer?
The Tucson Police Department is handling it.
Has he retained counsel, Sheriff?
Pardon?
Has he retained counsel?
I don't know the answer, but I know that he has invoked his rights.
Are there
Thank
other
you.
suspects beyond the one?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Do you have the identity of this other person, and are you currently looking for him, actively looking for him?
We have an individual that we are actively in pursuit of, but I can't tell you who he is at this point.
Did any of the victims seem to know the shooter at this point?
No.
Sir, do you know how many rounds were shot, and can you
I've been to many of her events with her. There's never security unless there's advanced intelligence that there may be a problem of some kind, which there were plenty of during the election. But she goes to 4 to 6 to sometimes 8 events in one day when she's here over the weekend.
Security is her choice, is that correct, Sheriff?
Well, she could ask for security, but she's never asked and been refused that I'm aware of.
Sir, can you clarify how many people were killed at the scene versus en route or at a hospital?
5.
All were killed at the scene?
Yes.
Thank you. 6.
Who was the first person shot today? Was it?
That, I don't know that yet. We'll look at it. We've interviewed a number of witnesses. We still have to interview a number of victims that are at the hospital. We haven't had an opportunity to talk to those people yet, so it would just be pure speculation.
Where was Judge Roll hit?
I'm sorry?
Where was Judge Roll hit?
You
Well,
mean
the outside, she hasn't been
I don't
performed
understand.
yet.
I don't understand.
How about the suspect's friends or family? Have any of them been contacted?
I believe we've been in touch with some family members, but I don't know any specifics.
Thank you.
At what range were a lot of these shots fired from?
Very close. That's all I can tell you, very close.
does it appear, if you know, that he just was spraying bullets, or was he literally targeting?
I can't get into those specifics. I wish I could.
Do you know what the shooter was doing just before the shooting, like an hour or two before?
No, sir, I do not.